I come from Montana, and in a state like Montana, we have almost a tale of two types of environments, very rural environments across most of our state. At the same time, because of technology, it's removed geography as a constraint. And we're able to build now world-class companies in Montana because we can attract and retain great talent because of our rural nature of the quality of life we have, fly fishing, streams and mountains and so forth. It also helps us improve our first responder services, the technology, and encouraged in terms of what FirstNet could do to improve public safety by coordinating these communication capabilities. When we have incidents that are 50 to 100 miles away in terms of maybe a medical emergency where we could bring electronically the doctor to the location of an incident is the difference between life and death. In a state like Montana, we have some very important national assets. We have a third of the nation's ICBMs are located in Montana, 150 warheads. We share a border with 3 Canadian provinces. So, without perhaps this background, I am concerned about the definition of rural. FirstNet plans to deploy on top of existing private infrastructure first, and that makes perfect logic and sense to me, except for the fact that states like Montana have very limited 4G LTE coverage. And in fact, in tribal lands, it's virtually non-existent. What sort of contingency plans do we have for these types of areas, like, for example, the Northern Cheyenne Reservation, that doesn't even have 3G service, let alone 4G LTE? And perhaps, Secretary, maybe you could take the first shot at that. And
with your permission, Senator, I'd actually like to allow Sue to take, because I think she can answer that question.
All right, she's smiling. She thinks she's ready to go.
I'm happy to answer that. First of all, I think it's important, Senator, that you know that the public notice that we issued on Monday takes a really bold step about rural and making sure that rural is taken care of in this total plan. Mm-hmm. So we know how important that is for states like yourself. And so we're spending a lot of time on that particular topic. And we also, in our first public notice, Senator, asked for public comment on what rural meant, because in the legislation, it could have different interpretations, and we want to make sure that we have some consistency on that. So we've gotten a lot of good feedback on that, and we'll incorporate that, and I'm assuming that your state probably gave us some feedback on that particular topic. If not, we're happy to take that. In terms of tribal, I think it's important that you understand that we take the tribal consultation very seriously. As you know, there's 566 recognized tribes in the U.S. All the different states have a variety of tribes that we need to consider. Tribal organizations should be part of state consultation. So when that occurs, the single point of contact, it's important that we make sure that that representation is actually part of the state consultation. We as an organization actually hired and have a person dedicated to the tribal organization so that they're fully represented. We also, as part of the Public Safety Advisory Council, have a tribal working group. One of our board members, Kevin McGinnis, has actually been traveling the U.S., meeting with all the different organizations. So I just want you to know that rural is important, tribal is important, and I believe that we're taking steps to make sure that those areas are considered.
What's the preliminary thinking where the infrastructure doesn't exist today on 4G LTE around what FirstNet will do? Will they wait until the infrastructure is there, or will they circumvent that and move ahead and put the infrastructure in?
Actually, that's going to be part of our RFP process, and what we'd like to get feedback from the partners and the vendors who will be responding is how we can not only cover urban but cover rural, because the idea is that we would make that as high a priority as our urban coverage. I think there was some comments about leveraging existing infrastructure, but part of the RFP needs to address the rural coverage, and the folks responding to the RFP need to respond on how they plan to do that.
Yeah, and of course the paradox here is that some of those areas are in the greatest need right now of telecommunications. So
we understand, which is why we're making it a priority.
Great. As I understand also, maybe, or Ms. Swenson, the governor of each state would have the option to accept or opt out of the FirstNet plan. And I'm not hearing that Montana's planning to opt out, but I know there was curiosity around if a governor did opt out of a plan, they are responsible for coordinating an effort and submitting that plan to the FCC. Any sense of what the costs associated with opting out versus accepting the plan for some of the states might be?
Well, I think that's, I mean, it's a great question, and I think a lot of people are really trying to figure that out. I think it's important to understand that you're not really opting out of the nationwide network. You're really assuming responsibility for building your own radio access network.
Right.
All states, whether they use FirstNet's radio access network or build their own, will connect to our national core. That's what creates the interoperability across the nation. Now, in terms of the cost, that will be something for your team to, in Montana to determine. We're going to give the governor a plan that will actually lay out the coverage we have planned based on the consultation we do with your state in terms of the priorities, and then we will give you what the cost of that is, or the pricing to your end users. You will then have that to make a determination as the state, and the governor makes that decision as to whether or not you want to take on responsibility for it.
Okay, so you'll have a cost and everything to wrap around.
It'll be
with
in
the
the-
fiduciary responsibility if there was an opt-out.
We won't determine your cost. You're going to determine that. You're going to issue an RFP and determine that. We will tell you what our plan is. You can then compare it to what you think building your own radio access network would cost.
Okay, thanks. I know I'm out of time, Mr. Chairman.